Hello everybody, it's McAllister here from Traxxion Dynamics today, and I'm going to show you my personal style of installation I did on my 2018 Plus Honda Goldwing of the new Goldstrike Cybercharger. So this is a wireless phone charger, so if you have a wireless charging capable cell phone, they've now got a product that will work to do that job. And so it looks very much like the original Goldstrike cell phone holder that's been a very successful product over the past few years. This one just has a power cord going to it. It's a little bit bulkier just because it's got some electronic stuff going on inside of it. And so it comes with a very simple one-wire cord that needs to be routed through the bike and connected to either the battery or the accessory terminal. So I'll show you a couple of the things I did to do a nicer, neater, cooler installation on our bike. You will have to buy an accessory bracket to mount the cell phone charger to. It's a separate part, but they sell that separately because depending on which motorcycle you have, you might need a different bracket. If you happen to have a DCT Goldwing, they make a really slick, clean bracket that practically looks like Honda put it there. If you have a 6-speed like our bike, they've got still a nice looking bracket, but you kind of stack it on top of the existing bracket. Now, one of the things I like to do, I'm going to snatch my camera here from my cameraman. When you are looking at the phone holder, if you can see here, I've got the neck rotated away at an angle, and I do that because it kind of still lets me have this view of my controls. Now, that's just my personal preference. Most people probably, after some fair amount of use, already have all these memorized, and if the cell phone holder's in front of it blocking it a little bit, not that big a deal. I just kind of like it this way better. So I angle that over, but in order to get the face to come back around this way, it has kind of a bind and a limit in it. And so what I do to beat that, by the way, you can do this if you're doing this on the left or right side of your bike. Just determine which way you want your cell phone holder. I think most people put it on the left. That way they can have their hand on the throttle, and if they need to touch their phone, they can. But so what I did is, you see the wrap that goes around the ball here, goes all the way around the back of the ball, and secures it quite good. All I did was take and cut a V-notched groove in this, and deburred it real nice. What that lets me do is rotate this around on the, I'll show you here. You can see I can rotate this around significantly more than stock where it would be stopped. So that one little trick there will let you, so I rotate the ball to the right some, and basically I'm just shifting the whole cell phone holder over as much as I can reasonably get away with. And then another key thing to note, your phone, where the wireless charging actual mechanism inside of it, you may need to adjust the phone up or down in the holder. It has this foot which is adjustable with a screw, one single screw from behind. In the case of my phone was an Android, there's a secondary button here that turns on the assistant on the phone. So I needed my foot all the way up so that button wasn't getting squished when I tightened the thing down. It's a really neat and simple cam. You've probably seen this. You just tighten this to approximately till it touches your phone, and it drags a little, and then when you do this, it cams down and then gives it a good grip so there's no chance of losing it. Now, as far as the cable goes, one word about this. This is always looking for, I can't see under here because I'm blind. When it's plugged in, if you got it wired directly to the battery, it is always looking for a cell phone. So it has a really teeny weeny little voltage draw. So if you're gonna not use the bike for 2 weeks, they recommend just pull that cord if you have it hot wired to the battery. Now, if I've got mine wired keyed, I don't use this motorcycle hardly ever, so that way I don't have to worry about that. but also if I were to go away and leave my phone sitting there, I'm not in the charger and go inside somewhere, I'm not going to drain the battery while I'm charging the phone. Now, to make the cabling pretty, see if you can go to the other side. There's two 3mm screws here. The top one is harder to get to. I just loosened it. I remove this one completely, and then you can pop the back cover away. And this is the cable here. I routed the cable in, and you have to get it over this lug, and ran it down through here and out. Put the cover back. Now that looks like Honda put that there. Inside, I followed the line of the brake cables. You'll just follow. There's wiring cables and brake and clutch cables and brake cables. Just follow them. And now here's where I did mine a little trickier. Took a little more work, but I really like my wiring installation to be nice. Instead of pulling the whole cowling off, there are people that'll show you where you can kind of try and fish a wire through with a big zip tie or stuff like that. This has an actual fuse on it. It's almost impossible to fish through a bike cleanly or without trying to pull on it or maybe tear or damage that, so I didn't like that. So what I did is you can cheat a side of your bike if you ever have to with the on the whole shelter assembly. So what I mean by that is I remove my mirror, the side stripe here, the upper fairing, and then I take the hardware out of this knee piece and I pop the cowl loose just like you would if you were going to stand up the console, and take these two screws out of the rear of the tank shelter here. At that point you can pop this up and loose. So this whole side of the bike, the shelter assembly, will just be floppy, and you can get your hands up under it and work on it. Or if you don't happen to have your wife or a friend standing around, have them kind of hold it away a little bit. That way your hands can work freely. Then you can pass the cable through real nice, route it along with some of the factory wiring, put a zip tie here and there, clean everything up real nice, and terminate the wire here. I do pull a bolt out that holds this fuel tank bracket down so that I can pass the fuse assembly and stuff behind it again real clean. And then lastly, they ship it out with these huge battery terminal sized connectors on it. I chopped those off, and from your local auto parts store you can buy a nice little tiny eyelet that will go to your power terminal and your ground terminal. This is a fused accessory terminal in the fuse box. Now it's keyed and not like on hot all the time. So, and then I just bundled the wire here, strapped it to the existing battery cables so it was out of the way. The fuse is there if the fuse ever popped. So those are my fine points to doing an accessory installation. Then it turned out for me that's a good location, a good height for my phone. I turned the bike on, and the first time it turns on, it finds the phone right away and starts charging my phone. So a pretty cool setup without having to be fiddling with the port on your phone. So if you have a waterproof case, it's ideal because you don't have to compromise the waterproof case. As long as the phone is on there, it'll be charging, even if you happen to be in the rain. So kind of a nice feature, nice product. Goldstrike generally has really nice quality products, and this is just another one of them. So those are my tips to doing a Traxxion caliber installation for this Goldstrike product, and my fine points. So let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in that product, I think we have that for sale on our site. We do. And it's available at Traxxion.com, www.traxxion.com. Of course, that's where you can find all the stuff that we sell and the products we recommend here. And please share this video with your friends, particularly if they got a new bike and they're looking to get a phone charger for it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back with more great content soon.